I want to share with you the apps that will help you borrow money without a bank account. So we're talking about apps that do not connect to Plaid. And it's really important to understand that most cash advance apps use Plaid to connect to your bank account. But here are 8 cash advance apps that do not use Plaid. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. So the first cash advance app that you need to know about is Moneyline Instacash. So here, the thing here is that, this app is kind of cool for small cash advances. And Moneyline's Instacash feature offers $500 advances between pay periods, so $500, and with no interest. No interest is really important to mention that. And this amount can potentially be increased beyond $500 if you sign up for Moneyline's Credit Builder program or set up direct deposit to a raw money bank account. And while Moneyline supports Plaid, you're not forced to use it to link your road money account to other apps. So you have some kind of flexibility here. And the thing is that this app is available in Alabama, Arizona, California, Delaware, Florida, Idaho, Illinois, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, New Mexico, North Dakota, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Texas, Utah, Washington, and Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So not all states are covered here, but it is what it is. At least you have a pretty decent cash advance. We're talking about up to from $50 all the way to $500. And in terms of the turnaround time, you are looking at 3 to 5 business days to external checking account and 12 to 48 hours to a raw money account. So it's really cool to have a raw money account. This is just a way for Moneyline to keep money within the company, if you will. So this is kind of cool. And one thing I want to say also is that Moneyline's instant transfer fees can add up quickly. And basically, if you need to borrow more than $100 at a time, this makes Moneyline Instacash best for people who can wait 2 to 3 days for a regular transfer or just need small instant transfers to minimize fees, because it's really important to minimize fees if you are going to do this on a regular basis. Obviously, it's not from a budgetary perspective, it's not really good to actually transfer small amounts of cash every pay period. But hey, listen, if you have to do it, you have to do it. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. We are talking about apps to borrow money without a bank account. The second app that I want to share with you is B9. So with B9, you actually have a B9 Pay Advance app. So B9 does not use Plaid and is a membership-based cash advance app that lets you access advances up to $500 per pay period, higher than many other cash advance apps. To use the service, though, you must open an FDIC insured checking account with B9 and set up payroll direct deposit through your employer or the B9 app and pay a monthly fee. And you can actually apply for an advance after you have received at least one direct deposit into your B9 account. So there has to be at least one direct deposit. And advances are available within 1 hour of receiving your first deposits, although amounts may be limited to $30 in the beginning. So what B9 does is that they want to see your financial profile first. So they might actually be giving you smaller advances in the beginning. But once they're comfortable with your profile, they love your lifestyle, not a problem, they will increase the limits. So we're talking about loan amounts that go from $30 all the way to $500. And this service, the B9, is available in all states. Something that Moneyline Instacash is not. And so advances are deducted from your next paycheck automatically. So let me talk to you about the pros and cons of this service here. So you have the pros first. Up to 100% of your paycheck advances. This is really cool. Instant advance with no advance related fee. And non-resident may qualify with an ITIN. So ITIN, individual tax identification number. So those are the pros you need to be aware of when you think about B9. What about the cons? Well, you might have to account for $19.99, so $20 in monthly membership fees. And you must get paid at least $500 via direct deposit to your B9 account. And there are a few additional features compared to other cash advance apps. And so when you think about it, the monthly fee makes it very expensive for occasional advances. Think about it, $19.99. This is kind of high. And so when we talk about the maximum withdrawal, is actually up to 100% of your paycheck. And so the cost here goes from $9.99 all the way to $19.99 and this has to be paid every single week. I mean, every single month, rather, every single month. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about apps that allow you to borrow money without a bank account, without Plaid, really. I want to share with you another app that's Even. So when you think about Even, think about a tool, an app rather, that is great for budgeting tools. So you can actually access up to 50% of your already earned wages, but only if you work for an eligible employer. So the Even app has actually garnered thousands of positive reviews because of its financial planning tools and InstaPay feature, which allows you to borrow against the hours you've already worked. But it's only available through specific employers, and you will have to pay a membership fee to get an advance here. So Even is a multi-featured budgeting app that actually offers free advances on wages you are already earned within its InstaPay feature. And InstaPay is actually part of Even's premium service called Even Plus, which costs about $6 a month. Okay, it's about $6 a month. And the best part is that you don't need to connect Even to your bank account or use Plaid to get advances. And unlike most other cash advance apps, it lets you, so we're talking about Even here, Even lets you access a generous, very generous 50% of your earned income before payday. This is pretty good. And its suite of saving and budgeting tools can help you track your money better. But if the catch here is that your employer must be partnered with Even for you to actually use Even InstaPay. And the good thing is that this service is available in all 50 states. This is really fantastic. So the loan amount here, we're speaking about 50% of the paycheck. The turnaround time is same day. And this is kind of cool. And in terms of cost, you have to account for $8 monthly membership fee. I want to talk to you quickly about the pros and cons of this service here. Pros: you have interest-free cash advances, so InstaPay doesn't require you to tip or pay interest for its cash advances. You can pick up cash instantly. So if you don't want to wait one business day to have your cash advance credited to your bank account, you can pick up your cash at any US Walmart immediately at no cost to you. This is more than just the pay advance app. Although InstaPay is one of the major benefits of using the Even app, you can also budget and see how much you will have left to spend for the pay period after your monthly bills. And you also have stellar online reviews here. What about the cons? Well, your employer must use Even InstaPay. You have monthly membership fees. There is no list of employers, and you can only borrow 50% of the net pay you have already earned. Another app I want to share with you, that's Daily Pay. So when we talk about Daily Pay, we are talking about an app that's really great when it comes to on-demand pay. And Daily Pay is an employer-sponsored service that lets employees access wages they've already earned. This is kind of similar to Even. And once your employer sets up Daily Pay, you will need to provide a bank account, prepaid debit card, or a payroll card to send the funds to, which means you don't need Plaid to connect to a bank. So because Daily Pay integrates with your employer's payroll software, it knows how much money it's advanced to you and deducts this amount from your next paycheck. And your paycheck is deposited into the account of choice of your regular payday, with the deposit made by Daily Pay instead of your employer. So this is what it is. So the loan amount here is 100% of your earned income. That's the maximum loan amount here. And this service is available in all 50 states. And the turnaround time can be instant or next business day. So what we love about this app is that it's one of the few to offer up to 100% of your earned income instantly. But it gets a lot of negative reviews because of the way it does it. Okay. And so let's quickly talk about the pros and cons here. Pros: you receive 100% of your earned income. And this app does not require your social security number. So your social is not required here. And this app also helps you automate savings. What about the cons here? Well, you must work for a Daily Pay partner. You have negative customer reviews, and you have hard to reach customer service. So this is one of those things you need to really be careful about. But you are able to receive up to 100% of your earned wages at any time during the pay period. And Daily Pay deducts taxes and other withholdings to prevent you from overborrowing. So this is kind of cool. And transfer funds are instant or on the next business day. So it really depends upon what really works for you. And this is really cool. And so the only requirements to use Daily Pay is that you must work for an employer that offers the service. That's all. You don't even need to have a social security number. If your employer doesn't yet offer Daily Pay, contact your human resources department to make a sign-up request. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about apps to borrow money without a bank account. You have another app that's called the Cash Advance app. It's called Cash App. And everybody knows Cash App. The thing here is that this Cash App is great for gig workers, and it's called the Cash App Borrow. So Cash App Borrow is a lending feature inside of Cash App that allows eligible users to borrow up to $200 at a time. But as a pilot feature, it's not available to everyone. Unlike Cash Advance apps that don't charge interest on advances, Cash App Borrow is a lending feature, aka a loan, that attracts a 5% fee. So Cash App Borrow eligibility depends on your location and how you use the app. And some users report getting access to borrow after uploading cash and sending payments. So this suggests what? It suggests that you could use borrow even if you don't get direct deposits. And if you don't need Plaid to connect Cash App to your bank account to upload funds. So in terms of availability, we're speaking about all 50 states, not a problem at all. The loan amount here, $20 to $200, and the turnaround time, 1 to 3 business days. So this is really cool. So Cash App allows you to send and receive money, make payments, and even invest in stocks and crypto. And so that's an optional Visa debit card that you can connect your Cash App account to. This is totally good. And so eligible Cash App users can use the app to borrow from $20 to $200. Okay, so this is very, very important. And I just need to mention the fact that eligibility is determined by your states, your credit history, your Cash App history, and whether you receive your salary through Cash App. And if you are eligible, you will see the borrow option on your account. And Cash App Borrow is still a pilot feature with limited availability. And what I want to say is that active Cash App users may be more likely to qualify. So just remember, loans from Cash App Borrow must be repaid in 4 weeks within a 1-week grace period for an effective 5-week term. And you will pay a 5% fee, translating into a 60% APR. And if you don't pay the loan in 5 weeks, you will pay an additional 1.25% weekly. While that's higher than a typical credit card APR, it is significantly lower than what you would pay a payday lender or title lender. And so one thing I need to say here is that Cash App uses Plaid, but as with Venmo, for instance, there is a manual account linking option that allows you to set up an account without using Plaid. Another app you need to know about is called Dave. So Dave is a well-known banking app that has added the extra cash, which allows users to borrow up to $500. So while Dave does not use Plaid, it also uses Galileo to transfer information between the platform and your financial institution, providing an option for subscribers whose bank accounts aren't compatible with Plaid. Users with the Dave debit MasterCard can even get instant access to these advances. There is no waiting period or lengthy application process, and no direct deposit into a Dave account is required, really. And you will repay the loan on the date specified when you request your extra cash. But if you miss your repayment date, Dave doesn't charge late fees at all. And so you will, however, have to sign up for Dave and pay the $1 monthly fee. And this is the $1 subscription monthly fee. And so Dave offers some other notable features, including access to your paycheck up to 2 days early, help to find side hustles to earn even more extra cash, really. And one thing I want to say here is that, and that's what we love about Dave, is that Dave also has no direct deposit requirements, making this an ideal option for gig workers or others who have a steady income but don't always have a steady paycheck. So this is kind of cool. So to actually sign up for Dave, just open the app and tap Join Dave. You need to create a signing ID using your email address and create a strong password. Agree to Dave's privacy policy. You want to enter your first and last name enter your mobile phone number. This is required for two-factor ID, and that's it. So within 48 hours, within 24 to 48 hours, you're set up, and you'll start actually, you are able real fast to start borrowing money. So this is kind of cool. And again, we're talking about up to $200, up to $500. Fantastic. Another app I want you to really think about is the Branch app. So this Branch app is kind of cool also because basically Branch is an earned wage app that allows you to take advances on wages you have earned before your scheduled payday. You won't be able to use the app unless your employer uses it. So this is kind of similar to all the other apps that I just mentioned to you. You will not pay interest, and there are no fees actually. You will be prompted to give an optional tip though. Okay. And so the Branch digital wallet comes with built-in cash rewards on purchases of food, fuel, and other categories. And so to apply, you need to confirm that your employer uses Branch. You need to download the Branch app, create a Branch wallet, find the Instant Pay tab. If you are eligible for an advance, you will see the borrowing amount available here. So the cool thing is that, the process is very user-friendly, and just tap Take Advance, enter the amount you want to borrow here. You want to confirm the loan total and payback date. And you want to sign up. You want to actually swap up on the screen, and you will get a money in the bank notification. Very, very simple. So advances are deposited to your Branch digital wallet, and you can use them immediately. So that's for a Branch app. You have another app called Grid Money. So with Grid Money, basically you have like Grid is a money management app that offers 3 primary services. So you have Grid Tax, which analyzes your base stub and tax return to optimize your withholding amount. This is kind of cool. So if your withholding amount is too high, you can add up to $250 per month to your pay by just adjusting it. You will need to submit an updated W-4. That's the Grid Tax. You have the Grid Advance. So this is basically an advance up to $200 against your salary. And then you have Grid Card, which is a debit card linked to your Grid account. So Grid will spot your purchases briefly and report these transactions to the credit bureaus, which could help you improve your credit. The Grid Tax service is free. To access the other services, you will need to open an account and pay a $10 per month fee. And so there is no credit check, and you will not need a cosigner. And so there are no fees or tips, only $10 a month. That's it. So to actually apply, things can be really fast. So you just need to download the app, follow the directions to set up an account, set up direct deposit of your paycheck to your account, and you will need to use the app consistently, make a minimum of $1,000 in deposit each month, and spend a minimum of $1,000 per month through the app to gain access to cash advances. So Grid is actually a relatively new company that provides very little information on its website. So it's just, you just have to wait a little bit more. Before we close to this conversation, let's quickly talk a little bit about Plaid, because people talk about Plaid. What is it really? So what is Plaid? So Plaid is a company that provides a software platform to connect different financial accounts and services. So Plaid's platform only allows developers to connect with users' bank account, credit cards, and other financial accounts to access financial data, initiate payments, and provide various financial services. So Plaid's technology is used by many companies in the financial services industry, including banks, lenders, investment firms, and fintech startups. So this is kind of cool. So when we talk about, so I just talked to you about some of the cash advance apps that do not require Plaid. Now, there are many cash advance apps that do require Plaid. So many of the most recognizable cash advance apps require Plaid. This is a massive source of frustration for people looking for a short-term loan whose banks don't work with Plaid. And so these apps include Albert, Brigitte, Chime, Clio, Earning, and Power, FloatMe, Clover, Possible Finance, Moneyline, and Varo. Moneyline to a certain extent though. And so why do apps require Plaid for cash advances? Well, Plaid is an intermediary, like a middleman, that connects your bank account to financial apps. Different banks and financial institutions have different account management systems, and it's very difficult for each app to integrate with thousands of different banks. And Plaid allows an app to connect to a large number of banks and other financial institutions through a single portal. And how does Plaid really work? Well, Plaid does not have its own app, you will never have to open an account with Plaid. It's a third-party service that apps use to connect to banks. You don't have to pay Plaid, the app does that. And Plaid may collect the following data points and use them in the connection process. First of all, the contact information, such as your name, address, phone number, and email address. Transaction details, including balances, the dates and amounts of transactions, and descriptions of the transactions. Account details like the account name or type, account number and balance, and your bank's routing number. And so Plaid actually uses sophisticated data security and encryption, and is generally recognized as secure. And so this is what it is. So at the end of the day, it's really possible for you to actually bypass the whole Plaid technology. But just remember that there are some cash advance apps that use Plaid also. You have Albert, Dave, Brigitte, Vola, you have Clio, you have PayActive, Earning, Possible Finance, you have Branch, Cora, Clover, FloatMe, Chomp, SpotMe, and Empower. Okay, so this is really important to really keep in mind. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I'll share with you a few apps to borrow money without a bank account. So we have Moneyline, we have B9, we have Even, we have Daily Pay, we have here Cash App, you have Dave, you have Branch App, Grid Money. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.